Hello everyone. Good afternoon. Hi Prithvi. Hi Kavita. Hi Mubashira. Okay, so there is a question from Naveen Kumar. The question is, in an interview, what are answers we need to answer if they ask about current projects or previous projects? So if they are asking you about your previous projects, so you need to explain them end to end. Like how do you start your day and which are the activities that you are doing in your projects. For example, you might be taking actively part in a grooming session, you might be understanding the requirements, you might be discussing with the development team, you might be raising defects, testing what types of testing you are doing, functional testing, non-functional testing, are you a part of API testing, are you a part of manual testing team, are you a part of automation testing team. So such kind of things you have to explain. The more you will explain, the less questions will come to you. See, in an interview, you have to make sure that questions uh, whichever questions are being asked, you answer them to the detailed point, to the detailed manner, and to the point as well, so that you don't get more questions. Okay, so Suresh is asking, can you please tell us how can we get a job in big product-based companies, Amazon, Atlassian, with experience of 5 years in testing? So generally, in these kind of companies, you will get questions on data structure, you will get questions on programming. So the very important thing is you need to be very good at data structure and algorithms. You might be asked, uh, there will be a specific interview round related to data structures, right? So it might be 45 minutes to 1 hour of interview round, and you will be asked questions on data structures. So you have to make sure that you prepare very thoroughly on data structure. Second thing is you have to be very confident, and you have to have a good hands-on experience plus good knowledge on automation, because just manual testing won't help it getting into these kind of companies, right? So these things you have to take. Okay. Okay, so Prithvi is telling that whichever jobs that are being posted on our channel, he's not getting calls. Now, this is the very common comment that we have received from many of the people, whether they are subscribers or they are not subscribers, but there are many people who are commenting that they are not getting the calls from the job opportunities which are being posted. Okay, so let me tell you from where do I get these job opportunities. So these job opportunities I'm getting from LinkedIn, I'm getting it from Naukri.com. Sometimes I'm getting it from some other testing profiles, Instagram pages, or let's say there are various groups that are there in the testing, right? So now consider a scenario where I get this kind of opening, but those are already open to other members also, because see, those are the for example, if someone has posted that there is a job in his XYZ company, right? So I am not only his connection, I am not only his um, uh, the member who is following him on LinkedIn. There might be several other members who are following him, right? So it might happen that someone might would have applied on the same job. At the same time, it might also happen that you might not be eligible for those jobs as well, right? So we have to ensure that if you're not getting calls from the jobs which are being posted, that doesn't mean that you will stop applying for the jobs. You have to keep on applying them every day. Whenever we are posting any jobs, just apply, look at the job description first, right? There are times when the recruiter are looking for maybe 5 out of 5 skills or 4 on 5 skills, but if you are having only 3 out of 5 skills, so don't apply for those kind of jobs. So because what would happen, your resume, your candidature won't get selected, so it would be a difficult for you only, right? Then you will not get calls. So make sure that whenever you are applying, you are having thorough knowledge and you are having good experience, you have all those skill set available in your resume, then only you have to apply for those jobs. Okay. um, Manish is asking which testing has better career, either automation or performance testing. So both has a lot of career scope. So don't worry about. You can go, you can listen to your heart and proceed with any one kind of the skill set, whichever you are passionate about, performance testing or test automation. Okay, Bachu Sunita is asking, please tell the level of interview for 2.5 years manual and 1 year of automation. Please tell the level of interview. You mean she might be asking about the question. So in the questions, they might ask you that what kind of framework you have worked on. You might get some questions on TestNG. You might be asked one or two programming related questions in the programming language, whichever you are comfortable with, right? So those kind of things you might get. Then you might also get some practical round, interview round, in which you might be asked to create the test automation script, right? So those things you have to take care. Mayur Jain is asking, Selenium with Python is good to learn. Yes, definitely, it's very good to learn. Any one of the language, Java or Python, whichever you are comfortable with, whichever you feel is easy, you should proceed with that particular language. Okay, who else is there? Okay, Sai is asking, I have 6 years of manual testing experience till 2016, 6 years of career gap. Can I learn Selenium with core Java and try for automation testing? Yes, definitely. See, I'll give you a reference of one of my colleague. He is having almost 57 or 58 years of age, and till 35 or 40 he was working in US in some different company, and he was working in non IT department. He was taking care of the hardworking thing. For example, if any software is to be updated in the laptop, so he was working as an IT administrator in some particular company. So as his visa got expired, so he had to come to India. And there was one of the company when I got an opportunity to work with him, and his age was almost 54, 55 years. But then he had to switch to manual testing because that was a requirement and that was a job vacancy that we had in our company. So he applied and he started doing manual testing. Initial 6 months it was very difficult for him because it was a learning curve for him. Plus it took a lot of time for him to to learn all these testing concepts and do testing. But slowly and gradually he learned manual testing, and now he is doing Selenium with Java automation as well. He's planning to learn Cypress. So at the age of 58, if that person is putting a lot of efforts, and he had some career gap because he had to come from US to India, right? So that was the issue. So but today he's doing well by God's grace, and fortunately he's doing well in the testing background only. So irrespective of age, irrespective of how many years of career gap you have, definitely you can proceed further, right? Okay. Okay, now many of you are asking that you need some of the Java Selenium course on Udemy. Is it worth it to buy? Okay. So Rahul Shetty. Okay. So Rahul Shetty is actually a very knowledgeable person who has uploaded a lot of videos, and it's a paid content that is available on Udemy, right? Yes, definitely. So if you don't have any knowledge on Selenium with Java, what you can do is you can subscribe to his paid course. You can learn Java or Selenium from his um, paid course as well, right? But see, even if you see his videos, or even if you see the videos that are available free of cost on other YouTube channels, the more important thing is to what extent you are doing practice, right? Just watching videos won't help you to get a job in test automation. You have to practice those things. You have to install all those softwares. You have to install Eclipse, and you have to start practicing in that. Then actually you will get good command, then you will get good knowledge on these kind of things, right? So yes, definitely that's a good option you can go for. And apart from that, there are other channels also that you will get on the YouTube, from which you can learn Selenium with Java in a very detailed manner. And in some time we also would start uploading videos on Selenium plus Java. So just wait for some time. I'm actually thinking to how to start with Selenium directly, because we will have to first set up a framework on Java, right? So that's why we are actually thinking to come up with the Java playlist first, and then we will come up with the Selenium with Java playlist. Okay. Anurag is asking how much Java we have to cover for software testing, and which types of questions are related to Java, because I'm very weak in coding. Please help me, sir. So there are limited questions that I would so that so we will create a video on this, like what kind of coding related questions are asked. And what you can also do is you can go through the playlist that we have. Let me just post this question. Okay. So we have a playlist on software testing that is available in our channel. You can go through the Selenium, you can go through test automation related videos in those playlists, and you will get good knowledge, and you will also come to know what kind of questions are being asked. Okay, so Anurag, just go through the playlist of software testing that is available in the channel. Right, you will get a lot of idea from that. Okay, so okay, Anurag is asking for link. So let me help him with the link. Just give me a second. Yeah. So here is a link. There are almost 291 videos available in which we have covered number of years of candidates of different number of years of experience, right? You can go through all those videos with respect to your skill set, with respect to your year of experience, and you will come to know what kind of questions are asked, right? Okay, Paris is asking scope of automation testing, salary, and how much years it will be in demand. So it will be in demand throughout your lifetime, throughout your career. If you have got a good command on automation testing, if you have got good command on Selenium automation, so it's going to be in demand till the end. I don't think there is anything that will end, right? Okay, so even Python automation, you take, or you Java automation, REST assured API performance, all these things would be in demand, right? So don't worry about all those things. Nikhil is asking average package of an automation tester with 3 years of experience. So if you have 3 years of experience, just multiply it with 2.5. If you have automation relevant experience, accordingly you can expect the salary package for you. So everything. So there is a question from Arvind Kumar also, right? So what would be the package of 2 years of experience? So it is one and the same thing. Multiply it with 2.5 or 3, depends on the location that you are there, right? So yes, Mubashira. So there is a lot of scope of Python automation as well. So any one of the language, if you have good command on Java or Python, so there will be the lot of demand would be there. Okay, Ratna Kumar Kotla is asking, I have 10.5 years of experience. Can you please let me know what will be the interview questions asked and what would be their expectations? So, if you have 10 years of experience, right? So, so if you have 10 years of experience, so you won't be asked to write the Java programs or do write the coding related programs, right? But what you would be asked is you would be asked questions related to lead level, like how will you handle this situation with respect to team members available? What would you assign the work if you have four members available in your team? So how will you do work distribution? How will you do work allocation? How will you do story allocation? And how will you assign the work to them? What would you do if someone is not is not working as per the expectations? So these kind of questions would be asked to you. They won't ask you to write the Java program to reverse the particular string. No, not at all. See, when you are applying for a job with 10 or 10 plus years of experience, so you might get the questions from management perspective rather than technical perspective. Your technical perspective would be tested, but it would be sort of a ratio of 40/40/60. So 40 technical, 40% technical, and 60% would be the managerial kind of questions. Okay, any inflammation is coming. So inflammation, I think he's more relating it to recession, right? Yeah, so inflammation is not inflammation is just the physical condition in which part of the body gets swollen. So why you are asking about inflammation? Maybe you are trying to ask about recession. I think Mahesh Jadhav, right? I see number of times you have put the questions on the chat box. So it might be about recession. So recession has already started outside India, right? You can see many of the companies outside India um, facing this economic crisis over there. But still in India, it has not started, so don't worry about all those things, right? Just use this time in a very well manner to upgrade your skill set, right? And then what you can do is, whenever the job market is good, whenever you will start getting calls, then automatically you will come to know you can apply those jobs and you will be selected for those jobs as well, right? Okay. Suraj is asking, there is less job for software testing now because call frequency is also less. Yes, so there is the impact of this recession, so that is why a bit frequency of the calls has reduced. And second thing is, there is a festival season going on, right? So companies are also off. So maybe from tomorrow onwards, the companies will start. So hence, and there is a long weekend coming up, right? So again, these are the things due to which you are not getting calls, as most of the people are also on holidays. Let it be recruiters or HRs, because Diwali is an Indian festival, right? It's a big Indian festival. So that's why you might not expect much calls in this week or in prior weeks also. Maybe in the November or December, they might have some internal meetings, these organizations, these companies, and then you will come to know you might get some more calls, as they will do some meetings with respect to restructuring of the organization, and then they'll come to know, okay, so these many members are to be hired now. Okay, so Adarsh is asking which Naukri service is better. So I would prefer to not go for any kind of Naukri paid service, but what I have understood from the various success stories related to the people that we have covered on our channel, they are actually paying, or they are actually using the Naukri service of highlighting their CV. For example, if any job is coming, so whenever recruiter is searching for uh, searching for any kind of profiles with respect to their job description, then your resume will be highlighted if you use that Naukri highlighter service, right? So that is actually a good service. You can try. I haven't tried it, so but you can try. It is based on the experience of the various success stories that we have covered so far. Okay, Nikhil is asking, sir, please post jobs for automation for a complete fresher. So if you are a fresher, then I just came across one of the job that actually there is a vacancy in Bangalore. So I'll just put this in the chat box. Maybe you can apply over here, right? They are looking for a automation tester, right? And the fresher from 2021 2022 batch can apply, and it's a Bangalore location job. So you need to send your CV to this particular email address, right? So I have sent it to this job. Actually, uh, we are actually posting jobs. Okay, now there is a question: what could be the reason of WhatsApp failure? Wow. So this is out of the box question. Even I didn't had that much of analysis on that, and I just came across few of the memes, and they were telling that a lot of people in India are sending messages on Diwali and New Year. That's why WhatsApp has got blocked. So this is just jokes apart. Now, what happens is, actually they are using some servers, and there is a lot of architecture design that is there behind the WhatsApp. It is not that easy that WhatsApp could be down. If you are able to recall, 6 to 8 months back, we experienced even the YouTube was getting down, right? And some time back, even Instagram was down. So these are social media things, right? These things do happen in the technical, and these things don't happen that often, right? So you don't need to worry about those things. But what you have to learn from such a thing is, see, the trust, the confidence these kind of softwares have built in our life. WhatsApp is there, YouTube is there, Instagram. Even if they are down, then also you will check your mobile or the internet or your Wi-Fi personal connection, whether they are working or fine or not. So this is the kind of trust that you have to create as a QA member with respect to your managers or your customers or your team leaders, that yes, this kind of quality I will bring into the product, so you don't need to worry. Okay. Now there is a question from Rakesh Vaishnav. I want to switch from tech support to testing. Can you please guide me? How will I start? Okay. Now many people are there who are actually looking for a switch from technical support to software testing, right? And there are times when you are being hired as a tester, but you are working as a technical support person only. So what you have to do is, you have to there are two options over here. First option is, either you can collaborate with the people, with the team who are actually doing, who are actually performing testing in your organization, right? So there might be few of your friends or few of your colleagues who are actually having a good relation with you, and they are colleagues come friends for you. So you can take their help. You can see what kind of testing is being performed, how they are writing test scenarios, how they are using test data to test a particular thing. Another aspect is, there are so many applications available online. For example, e-commerce based, Amazon is there, Flipkart is there. Just open those web applications and try to write test scenarios. How will you test those applications? So these kind of things will help you to switch from tech support to testing, and then you have to apply into the testing jobs, right? So this is how, Rakesh Vaishnav, you can proceed. Okay. Okay, there was a question from Muhammad Ali. Does 7 months gap affect? How can I explain? So, whatever is the reason, whether it is personal or whatever is the reason that you have to genuinely explain to the interviewer, it's a very short gap. 7 months of career gap is not a big deal. You will get job very easily. Don't worry about those things. Okay, now there is a good question from Saurabh. Resume format is important or not? Which type of format is preferable? So you should always go for PDF based format, right? Whenever you are sending CVs via email, via WhatsApp, or you are asking someone to refer you on LinkedIn, you should always use PDF format. Okay. Raj Kishore Sahu is asking how to filter jobs from LinkedIn. Okay, so if you want to filter jobs on LinkedIn, so in LinkedIn there is a specific tab available, and um, uh, that name of the tab is jobs, right? So what you have to do is, you have to go to that tab, and you can actually filter the jobs with respect to date. You can search the jobs. For example, if you want to search testing related jobs, you can enter testing jobs. If you want to enter, if you are looking for DevOps related jobs, then you can enter DevOps jobs, right? So these kind of search keywords you have to enter, and you have to apply filter. Put the filter with respect to 24 hours or last 3 days, last 4 days, like that, and then you can apply to those companies. Okay, Atharva is asking, I'm a BCom graduate. Will I get a job in manual or automation? So, if you are a BCom graduate or if you are from non IT, first you should always go for the manual testing skill set. Once you are comfortable with the manual testing, then you can go for test automation. Without manual testing, you won't be able to learn test automation. So, it is very important to learn manual testing first, and then you can go for test automation. Okay. Can we apply for abroad testing jobs? Yes, you can apply for abroad. See, in abroad also a lot of testing vacancies are there, and the they are also following agile methodology. You will get the requirements, you will get user stories, and then you have to test. So the testing is performed in the same manner whether it is in India or is it outside. So you don't need to worry about those things, right? Okay. So meanwhile, I'll also post my Instagram handle, so you can also follow this Instagram handle, and if you have any queries, you can ask there as well, right? Okay, Shubham is asking, sir, how to switch into DevOps from testing. So first of all, if you are doing a testing or you are doing test automation, so I would learn not to switch completely to DevOps, but learn some CI/CD tools like Jenkins, Docker, then PowerShell scripting is there. That is not a DevOps tool, but it would be useful to you. So if you learn these kind of tools and you have got test automation knowledge, then you can demand any x amount of salary from the people, from the company in which you are working, right? So this will be a win-win situation from you, because you will be having a knowledge of test automation, you will be having knowledge on DevOps as well, right? So don't just switch to DevOps. Now, coming to your question, if you still want to switch to DevOps, then there is a tool available, Jenkins, which is an open source tool. Just learn that tool and learn batch scripting. So all those things will be helpful to you to switch to DevOps career. Okay. So there is a question from Sai. Please suggest Selenium with Java or Selenium with Python. Which one is better? Both are good. Whichever you are comfortable with, whether it is Java or whether it is Python. Go through 3 to 4 videos of tutorials on Java. Go through 3 to 4 tutorials of videos on Python, and see which thing you are easily able to understand. Right, that's how you can proceed further. Okay, there is a question from Suresh. I have 5 years of experience in automation testing, Python, Java, JavaScript, and C Sharp, and CTC is 12 lakhs per annum. Now I'm expecting 40 lakhs per annum in product-based companies. Suggestions, please. So if your current CTC is 12 lakhs per annum, it is very difficult directly to jump to 40 lakhs per annum, right? So the max, the max to max salary that you can expect at this, with 5 years of experience, if you multiply it with 2.5 or with 3, right? It can be somewhere around 15 to 20 lakhs per annum. But with 40 lakhs per annum, it would be a bit difficult. So don't expect that 40 lakhs per annum. I would suggest rather you can tell the recruitment team or the hiring manager to offer you the salary based on the market standards. And if they are still not coming up with the figure, then you can ask them somewhere around 20 to 25, so that at the end the negotiation is done between 15 to 20, right? Okay. um, So whichever salary related questions are there, right? So multiply your salary with 2.5. If you have the experience of manual plus automation, then you can multiply your salary with, sorry, multiply your years of experience with 3, right? Accordingly, you can expect the salary. Okay. How much coding are there in automation? Atharva means to ask how much coding is required for automation. So, with respect to automation, you should have good knowledge on OOPS concepts, then strings, arrays, collection, Java. Then different frameworks are there: data-driven framework, keyword-driven framework. So these kind of experience, this kind of knowledge you should have, right? If you want to make your career in test automation, right? How will you test header and footer? There is a lot of description. Okay, so there is a question from Samrat Julme. How will you test header and footer? Okay, now, okay, so before answering this question, my 30 minutes are already done, but it seems a lot of questions are coming today, so we will extend this session from 30 minutes to 1 hour. Okay, so so we will be extending this session for next 30 minutes, and I would request every one of you to post the questions one by one, so that it becomes easier for me to read and then answer and then go one by one, right? Otherwise, what is happening is a lot of comments are coming, So whichever question that I'm getting in front of my screen, that I'm answering. Okay, now coming to that question, how will you test the header and footer? That was the question. So if you are doing manual testing, then what you can do is, um, you can assign to some particular person, and you can make this as a test case in your smoke testing itself. If you are doing with respect to test automation, then what you have to do is, um, there will be some text that will be common, that would be commonly displayed every time. So you can make the assertions with respect to that particular text, and you can keep some kind of assertions like includes, so you will come to know, okay, that particular text is displayed or not, right? So that's how you can proceed for testing, right? Even though a lot of description is there, but identify a few of the common keywords, right? And then you can proceed for such kind of test automation. So hope I answered your question. Sorry, I forgot the name of the person who posted it. Okay, now let me scroll up. Okay, so where were we? Okay, Manisha official is asking, learning which technologies will make us unique tester or in demand tester. So if you have a good knowledge of manual plus automation plus API testing, rest assured automation, then I think your profile would be selected. If you are having some kind of years of 1 to 6 years, if you are having experience above 6 years, then automation is mandate. Then you have to go for skill sets like performance testing, security testing, non-functional testing, right? Such kind of things will help you to be in demand. And last but not the least, you should have some basic knowledge of how the pipelines are created in DevOps. So some DevOps basic knowledge is required. Okay. Tushar Gore is asking, are companies postponing hiring? I have an offer from MNC, but the joining is delayed. Okay. So Tushar, sorry, what you have to do is, don't just wait for that company who are delaying your joinings. Okay, what you have to do is, you have to apply in other companies, or I would say, if you are still serving the notice period in your existing company, just take back the resume, oh sorry, the resignation, right? um, and try to work in the same company, because this is not a good time to go for a switch. There will be time when you will be getting the increment or appraisals in March, April. So, and this is still October, so November will start within a week. So don't go for the resignations at this period of time. This is a critical time. Already there are the jobs in the market are less, and you are going to get the appraisal after 3 months. So why you are hitting X on your leg itself? So don't go for resignations now. If you have already resigned, if you are not getting the joining date from the new company, then search for other companies, right? There is no, don't look back to those companies who are not giving you joining dates, because what would happen if you will continuously follow up with them for joining dates, until at the end they will just write one email that we'll give you joining date after 3 months or after 6 months, then what you would do, right? So just don't follow up with them. Follow up with them once or twice, but don't expect much from them. Okay. Sumant Desai is asking, best platform to get jobs for QA. LinkedIn is the best platform. And second thing is, we are also posting jobs on our channel. So this is also a good platform to get the job. Okay. What does temporarily hold mean in hiring process? Will they call back or not? So this is a question from Shiva. His profile has been kept on temporary hold, right? So that means it's a temporary hold, and they might not call you back, right? This is the another way of saying no, but in a polite manner, right? So understand the situation, and please proceed with other job openings. Okay, Ashok is asking, can a BA graduate get job in testing with proper skills? Yes, definitely, you can get a job in testing, Ashok. No worries with that. Okay, action is asking, I have found multiple bugs in Mintra application and reported it to Mintra. They resolved it in the new build. Should I mention it in my resume? So yes, definitely you should definitely add this kind of things in your resume, so it would highlight your profile during the time of interview. And during the time of interview, the very first question that has been asked, tell us something about yourself. So in that interview, in that question, you have to add this kind of answer that I'm very passionate about software testing. I find bugs in various applications. Recently I found a bug with Mintra. That's how you start your story, right? So this is kind of a storytelling that you can include in your introduction, and it would be helpful to you. Okay, Atharva is asking, if interviewer asked to tester that you find any little bug and you raised it to the developer, and developer said it's okay, no worry, we can ignore that. In that case, what you will do? So even if the developer says no worries, but if if you feel it's a small bug, it's a minor bug, it will be impacting to the application even with 0.9%, then please raise the defect in the defect management tool, right? Sometimes what happens, many a times we feel that okay, this bug won't matter that much, it won't be fined by the customer, it won't be fined by the client. But what happens is, those bugs are only caught in the first phase of the UAT, user acceptance testing, right? So whether it's a big bug, it's a small bug, whether it's a high bug, low bug, major, minor, please log all those bugs in the defect management tool, because whenever you have these kind of conversations, the no one is going to remember what you did or what you had a conversation about this defect. See, people nowadays, even I don't remember what did I had dinner last night, right? So who will remember that you had a conversation with the developer about this bug maybe some time back? So it is better to raise the defect and to proceed further, irrespective of what kind of relationship. So this is how you have to answer in an interview as well, right? So this was the interview question. Okay, Pratik is asking how to introduce yourself. Can you explain in detail? So, if you have to introduce yourself, means you don't have to tell something out of the box, right? Whatever things you are doing in your day-to-day activities. For example, you are attending grooming activities, you are attending sprint, you are working in sprint. The various scrum activities that you are taking a part of, whatever test execution you are doing, how you are doing, right, when you are doing. So those kind of things you have to explain in detail. The more detailed answer you will give, the less questions you will come from the interview. I remember one of my interview in which they just asked me uh, to tell me something, to tell us to tell them about ourselves, right? Introducing myself. So I gave them such a lengthy answer. It was around 20 to 25 minutes it took. And they were so happy with everything being covered. And within 5 minutes, then I got selected for that interview. Right. So I cannot disclose the company name and all those things. But the point over here to understand is that the more detailed answer you will give, the more insight the interviewer will come to know, okay, yes, okay, he has worked on that thing as well. He has worked on this thing as well. So the accordingly they will be able to take the signal. Right. Okay. Okay. Ashok Kumar Yadav is asking, how can I fill our year gap? So if you have the year gap, there is nothing wrong in that. It's a part and parcel of the career. Many of the people take career gaps because of, uh, you know, they are relocating to other cities. Most of the girls, they take career gap when they are getting married or when they are expecting baby. So they are going on maternity leave, right? So these things are bound to happen in our life. But what you have to understand is, even after career gap, you have to do a good amount of hard work for 2 to 3 months at least, right? And you have to rigorously apply for the jobs, right? So there is nothing wrong in having a career gap, but after career gap, you have to run with double efforts, run with double sprint, right? So that's how you can fill your career gap uh, with having a detailed knowledge on the latest tools and technologies, right? So that is very important. Okay, I just saw 7 interviews. Okay, yes, there is a question from SP Tiwari. I have given 7 interviews, and interview given is good, but not proceed to next process. What will be my next approach? Okay, now you gave 7 interviews. So the very first thing that I'm going to ask you is share all those questions with us at our email address rdautomationlearning@gmail.com, right? Because those questions would be helpful to us in creating videos and helping the community, right? So here is our email address. Please share the list of interview questions along with the name of the companies. Okay, now coming to your question, you appeared for 7 interviews, or everything was good, but still they are not proceeding further. Now there can be multiple reasons behind it. The very first reason is they are not clear with the person they want to hire, right? Second reason can be that your expected package, your expected CTC might be more, right, compared to what they are having the budget for. For example, they might be having the budget of 10 lakhs, but you are asking for 15 lakhs. That might be one of the case. Third reason can be they have already found someone who can replace, or at your place with the less package, right? So second and third is bit similar. Fourth is the communication skills. Your technical skills might be good, but your communication might not be good. So that's why you are being rejected in multiple companies, right? Fifth reason is maybe you are too good for all those companies, and that's why they are not hiring you, right? So there can be a lot of reasons, and see, it is very difficult to explain in this kind of thing, because I don't know, I haven't taken a mock interview with you, we haven't got to know each other, so not aware about what kind of things might be happening, but understand what questions were there and in which questions the interviewer was not happy with your answer. Maybe he was not happy with the solution that you gave for the programming related question. Maybe he was not happy with the explanation of framework you did. Maybe the test automation thing, that the experience you have or the framework you have is the outdated one, right? So these are the various reasons can be there, and it is very difficult for me to identify why you got rejected in 7 companies until unless we have a mock interview session, one-on-one session, right? So if you have some time, you can send your CV, you can send your profile at rdautomationlearning@gmail.com, right? And then we can connect for a mock interview, so I'll be able to tell you more. Okay, HR is saying if you are shortlisted, then I will call you. They are not calling after. Okay, yeah. So if they are not calling you back, it means you are not shortlisted. That's a simple answer, right? Okay, how to improve communication skills? So in order to improve communication skills, you can read some English newspaper, watch some English movies, right, with subtitles. So and daily try to add on 3 to 5 new words into your dictionary, right? So that's how you can improve communication skills. Okay, Sai is asking how to answer my 6 years of career gap in interview. So, why did you went for a career gap? Was there any personal reason? So, if it's a personal reason, then you can summarize that in one line and you can answer that. There's nothing wrong in having a career gap. There might be health reason also, right? There might be the reason of moving to different city and then looking for a job. So there are a lot of reasons behind that. Okay, you have 2 kids. Okay, it's a personal reason. Okay, so fine, so you can tell those things in your interview, that you got married and you got 2 kids, so you were raising them, so there was a career gap. So this is a genuine personal reason, there is nothing to hide on that, right? Okay, Manisha is asking which cloud technology would be useful for testing professionals. Okay, so if you want to go for cloud-based technologies, so there are multiple things that you can have, in cloud testing as well. So what you can do is, you can actually uh, host, if you are having a good relationship with the people in the DevOps team. So you can host this kind of applications in cloud, and then you can test them, right? In cloud testing tools, generally a lot of tools are there, like Loadstorm is there, App Perfect is there, right? So these are all the cloud testing tools that you can have a command on. Then again, Jenkins is also available on cloud, right? Blaze Meter is available. So these are all the cloud based performance testing tools. Then App Perfect is the cloud based security testing tool, right? So these all things you can learn any one of the tool with respect to testing. You can do. Yes, Manisha, it's similar kind of Azure, AWS, whichever VMs are there, whichever even Rackspace is there. So you can install, you can host your applications on these, and you can do testing on them. Okay. So Vikas is asking, as an automation tester, is database testing is mandatory? If yes, which is good database? So SQL or Oracle, these two database you can have. Um, you can learn these two database. These would be in demand, and in whichever company you go, most of the people would be using any one of these database only. Okay, Sachin is asking, HR given interview for one location and at the time of offer letter given another location. Okay, so she played with you, man. So so if you already decided that you are going to, for example, join for Bangalore location, you don't need to accept the offer letter with other location, right? And if it is happening like this, you have to negotiate with them. You have to tell them upfront that, see, I am comfortable with location A, I cannot go at location B. Okay, until unless you haven't tell in your interview that you are comfortable with any of the locations, right? So that is the point where you can get a setback. So tell those things only, right? um, and see, if now there are two things. If if you are comfortable with location B, then you can negotiate your salary, right? You can tell them that earlier you are getting a job in, for example, Mumbai, and now it's a Bangalore, so you need uh, you need much better package because cost of living is high over there, right? So that's how you can negotiate. If they are still giving you location B which you are not comfortable, then you have to proceed with some other another job. Okay, now those of you who are asking, who want to give mock interviews, so they can send their CV at this particular email address, rdautomationlearning@gmail.com. We'll call you and we'll schedule the mock interviews. Okay, Arif is asking, कब से बोल रहा हूँ, please tell. Okay, so what you are asking, I am learning these course but I am not understanding well. Where can I learn these course, please? Which course you are asking? I'm a bit confused. I'm learning these course but I am not understanding well. Where can I learn these course, please suggest. So please, question. Why many people work for service based companies although there are a lot of product based companies which pay very high? Is it really that hard to get job in product based companies? No, it depends on skill to skill and what kind of environment you want to work with, right? See, in product based companies, you have to just deal with the stakeholders and with the management internal in your company. But in service based company, you get an opportunity to work closely with the client, to work with customers, to give demo to them, right, directly, and to understand the business with them, right? So that's why more people go for service based companies. And then again, it's individual to individual choice, right? This kind of survey has not been done so far, that where actually people want to go for. But actually product based companies are good with the reason that during the time of recession the service based companies get affected first, because clients go for cost cutting, and that's why the billing is reduced in the projects, and accordingly the your demand or your job stability also decreases. So it is good to go for product based companies. Okay. Okay, so so testing course was your question. Okay, so I am learning this testing course, but I am not understanding well where can I learn these course. So if you want to learn testing, then our channel is the best, right? See, I won't tell much about my channel because then you will feel that I am doing marketing of my channel. But see, we are taking mock interviews. So from mock interviews, you will come to know what kind of questions are being asked, and accordingly, you will get an idea, and you will get the knowledge about the concepts as well with respect to interview preparation. So both is happening on our channel. You are learning testing concepts as well as you are preparing for interviews. So use the playlist that we have, various playlists that we have. We have the playlist of software testing mock interviews. 290 plus videos have been uploaded in that. We have the videos on QA success story, what kind of interview experience they had, what kind of questions were asked to them. We have the different playlist for specifically for various companies being asking those kind of questions. So those also you can refer, right? So this is the best channel, right? How to explain framework in deep. So there is a video that we have uploaded on so how will you explain the selenium framework? So let me just help you with that particular playlist. Actually, it's not a playlist, it's a single video in which we have explained. So this is a video that you can go through if anyone wants to explain the selenium framework in your interview, right? Okay, Atharva is asking, sir, I have 1 year experience of manual testing, but they haven't given me any salary for 1 year. Shall I show in the interview that 1 lakh per year annual income? So, Atharva, there are two things over here. If you are working and they were not giving you salary, so you should not have you should not have continued with the job. Now, second thing is, if they have not paid you, then you should have some sort of proof with you that you were actually working there. Maybe experience letter, offer letter, maybe the ID card in the of the company can also be helpful over here. But over here, don't go for lump sum amount. Okay, get an agreement from them that what was the figure that they had mentioned in the offer letter. So that figure you can showcase in your to the next interview, to the next employer. Okay. Okay, Sai is asking, after learning the course whether I have to mention 6 years of experience or I have to mention automation testing experience or knowledge in Selenium with Java or Selenium with Python. Okay, Sai, see, even you learn all these skill set, right? But those gap cannot be reduced, right? No one can, uh, you know, work in those time, right? So that career gap will be there, but you have to be thorough with the manual testing or automation or whichever Java or Python, whichever you are comfortable with. Then you have to keep all those things as it is, right? So it cannot happen that after learning all these things you will get replacement in your career gap, right? No one can replace that. But yes, your chances of getting selected in an interview would increase, right? Because you have the knowledge, you have brush up your skill set, and now you are giving the interview, right? So you have 6 years of experience, you have 6 years of career gap. So at least your 6 years of experience will be useful to you, but that career gap will remain as it is. So you have to be prepared for that, like what kind of answer you have to give. Okay. Okay, Bhargav is asking, can you please provide or make videos of software testing projects which will be helpful for career gap students as well as for experienced candidates? Okay, sure. So we will do that. Let me jot it down. So this will be the Diwali assignment for you. Okay. Okay, Rakesh Kale is asking, does rest assured is worth to learn as a web automation tester? Yes, so if you have rest assured knowledge, it is really worth to learn, right? Nothing, no harm in learning new things. Okay, Atharva, if you have experience letter of 1 year, then how much is the salary that they had discussed you when you had joined that company, right? That particular salary you have to showcase them. Okay? Don't just put random figure, otherwise you might get caught, right? Okay, VV Prabandh is asking, while working on frameworks by watching YouTube or Udemy, does class not getting complete scenario and output? Where can I get help? Okay, so um, so you mean to ask that you have understood the framework from some YouTube channel or some Udemy classes, but still the complete scenario is not being understood to you. So these kind of questions you can raise in the same class itself if you are doing any sort of classes in automation. So you can ask them and you can tell them that so and so thing I have not understood, right? That's how you can get your clarification, that's how you can get your understanding, and then you can proceed further, right? Okay, please do project video, that will be helpful. Okay, so we will try to come up with some project videos. Okay. Sai is asking, I have career gap and if I selected, then shall I negotiate salary? Sai, the very first priority for you, if you're having 6 years of career gap, should be to get a job, right? Not to worry about the salary. Your salary will increase automatically if you are having some relevant experience after your career gap. So as of now, you don't need to worry about salary negotiation or what kind of salary you will get. But yes, what you were being paid 6 years prior, that salary you won't be paid today. As per the market standards, some good amount would be there. But don't go and don't think much about salary negotiations. Just think about getting a job first. Get into the job market first, and then you can think about salary and all those things. And let's see how your interviews are also going, because it might happen that your interview goes extraordinary well and then they will pay you a good salary as well. So focus on, see, process is very important. Learn the concepts, apply for the jobs, give interviews, and then go for the salary. Just don't think for what will happen in the fourth step, right? So in this thinking and procrastination, they tell it is a thief of the time. So your time will go away. So learn first about the latest technologies, tools that you are having, and apply for the jobs, give interviews, see how much you are able to give interviews, how much you are able to answer, right? Okay, Atharva, if they have mentioned that it's a startup company, we can't give you salary, then based on um, the location of the city that you are located. Like in Bangalore, the fresher salary would be 3,50,000 or 4 lakh. After 1 or 2 year of experience, it will be 5 lakh, 6 lakh. So accordingly, you can just tell them this kind of salary. Okay, but don't tell them 1 lakh because that will be too less. Okay, Action is asking, should I mention Mintra name in resume? Yes, definitely you should mention. There's nothing wrong in that, and what defect that you had found on that website, right? That is also very important. Okay, everyone. So we are done with 1 hour of live session today. It was nice talking to you. Answering a lot of queries. Hope it was helpful session for most of you, right? And if you have any queries, you can also approach us on this particular Instagram handle, that is rdautomationlearning@gmail.com. We will connect to you on that as well. So thank you so much for watching our videos and supporting. With all your support and with all your wishes, we have crossed 70,000 YouTube subscribers, right? So we are a family of 70,000 people now. So thank you so much for all your support, and wish you all the best for your career. Thank you.